I'm tired, y'all. Oh boy. I was looking at some older videos here from years ago. I'm really tired. Like, I feel like I could do this video like this. Like, my eyes would go like that. But, I figured out the daytime connection. Um, and I wanted to touch on the fasting, the positivity vibes, and there's so many old videos on here, child. I was going through my stuff looking. Um, we changed so much in life. Oh my goodness. 5 years. Literally 2012, some of those videos were taken. Some were taken 3 years ago. Life takes a toll on you. But I'm really tired. I don't know why I'm so tired. It's just not that late. But I want to let you know that this is like really working, the Your Mind, Your Life challenge. It is, and I hope for those who are actually able to complete this process with me, that we're able to kind of get on here and almost have like a little party saying, yo, this is what I completed, this is what I completed. So it's accumulating. It's beginning to really accumulate. So once again, just to be transparent about my goals, and I'm going to get some sleep, I promise. I will look refreshed tomorrow. I really will. I might even do something different to this head. If I don't do it tomorrow, I'll do it Saturday. But the work I'll do. Oh, sorry, guys. Please don't count me as rude for that. Please. I beg of you. Well, no, I'm not begging nobody of nothing. But I'm just saying. We can use so many modalities. There's so many tools that we can use to adjust our lives, to adjust ourselves, to deal with our stuff, to deal with our issues. And one of the, I can't keep apologizing. I'm like, it just hit me. One of the main tools I like to use for personal inner transformation is journaling. The second one is fasting. Not the Your Mind, Your Life challenge. Like, I don't do a lot of affirmations and visualization boards. It's not really my thing. So I'm kind of doing this along with y'all. I do journaling. So what I recommend in the Your Mind, Your Life challenge as far as the journal, that's me. But it's not as repetitive. It's more so whole. It's more cyclical because I'm working on issues throughout the day as they happen in real time. There is no trying to drum my head with a thought process, which now that I'm doing it, I wonder, and I'm making such amazing progress. I wonder at why I never really did it in this way before. But, things happen when they're supposed to. Oh boy, this is horrible. I'm just tired. However, I was looking through some of my older videos and just seeing how much I was glowing. Like, really glowing, sister. Looking pretty. Okay. And just seeing how, I was going through some stuff in those videos. I remember those times. I remember the stuff that I was going through. There were a lot of personal attacks being levied at me, heavy, and they were coming from within my very close circle. And it's just been a learning curve of, oh my God, so many things. I remember back then the learning curve was never get yourself in this position again. And it's like Spirit had a message for me of, you don't know, that's not what we're trying to tell you, And still, even to this day, I look at it and I think to myself, what the freak was really going on back there? it's just so many layers to it. But part of it really had something to do with spirituality and proper ways of doing things. Man, all I can say for people out here is you don't know till you know. You know? And I'm sorry, y'all. Pardon me. I'm just looking at those videos. Like, I have fasted numerous times since then. But I was under, once again, such duress during one of the following fasts after that. It was very evident. You can see it even in the videos as I come on a couple years later. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm very thin in the face, and I can see it. I'm like, oh, I've been eating, honey, because I've been getting that weight back. And now to be going through the Your Mind, Your Life challenge and seeing how much looking at oneself on so many different levels, like looking at myself here through this mode is awesome because it allows me to really understand how I'm communicating to people. Like, clearly I'm a very, from the cut, I'm like right here, you know what I mean? I'm here. I'm not a made up person. Sometimes I wonder, should I be? And then I'm just like, no, because I'm just really who I am. There'll be days I'm going to be completely dolled up on here. You're going to be like, Dad, where's she going? What's she doing? And then for the most part, I'm pretty much very natural, just doing me. But back then, I was going through a lot. I was really going through a lot. And what I was going through were things that I needed to actually go through. I needed to become clear on other energies or people around me. I needed to recognize my responsibility in it. Oh, honey. And the response most of the time when we're in situations that we just have no business being in, but we done found ourselves in them and are not moving as fast as we should be to get out of them. Oh, my goodness. The attitude is generally to protect oneself and be defensive about what's going on. But one of the most basic tools that we can use for ourselves is honesty. And being honest, I went through that because that was something I had to go through. You know what I mean? It's not something I've gone through of recent and would go through again. No. Not even. So much has changed since then. So much has changed. And yet and still, I remember that I was being so secretive about goals back then. Like, I didn't want to talk on them. I was very afraid. I didn't think I could get this done, I would still be quiet about, and I would still recommend that people be quiet about what it is that they're working on. But Your Mind, Your Life challenge has taught me that we fill our brains with what we want, and what we want becomes our lives because we're mentally thinking on it at all times. So just to share, one of the goals back then was to move. And when I did a video that's further back then when I'm like outside and the wind is kind of blowing through my hair, just very nicely, very nice twist out, I must say. It was very shiny. I was moving, and I had to move. The situation I was in was so, not violent, but it was very volatile. And I needed to be out of that situation quickly. And still wound up and found myself back in it anyway. But it was not the same way. There was no more of that volatility ever again. I don't know what was coming to the surface. I remember thinking when I was fasting, is there like something special coming out of my body that's telling people to come and cuss me out when they feel like it? I remember that. I lied to you not. And I mean, it was like boom, and you see it in the videos. I only did 5 days of fasting. I couldn't even get to day 6. I was getting cussed out every single day for sitting. I was drinking water, so it's not like I could be up dancing, getting on people's nerves. I was just, you feel, hey, there she is. Waste your spirit on her. So give it all you got. That's what was happening. And the mode that I took, the path I decided to take then was a path of being a victim. And in truth, I wasn't really the victim. I was a co-creator in the bullshit that I was living through. Pardon my language. I am so sorry. But it's the truth. Okay? I was a co-creator in it. You know? And the same way that they were wasting their spirit on it, in some way I had to just have felt in some way that, not that I was worthy of it, because I never felt that, but like, I knew that I was going to go through a big change, and I think this is what I just put out there. You know what I mean? So, but there was a lot of other things going on too. It was spiritual, and now, I mean, 5 years later, let me tell you, I'm thinking it could have been something else, and that I will not really further go into because that really involves a whole lot of different people. But I'm thinking it could have been some other energies involved, different. And when I say energies, I really just mean something else at play there that I was not aware of. This is the real thing, honey. This is not the dress rehearsal. Life is real. Okay? But I remember going through such a tough time after that. And further videos, you see it. Like, I'm trying to hang in there, but my freedom is there, and I'm feeling better. Like, I'm able to flow in them. The energy that I was bigger, and that was part of my problem. In this moment, I say to you that is my epiphany tonight. Day 10 of the Your Mind, Your Life Challenge. Cutting down my shine for somebody else allowed them to go in and gouge me. But when I got out in a way, because I did that out of some form of obligation, if you will. When I got out in a way, I felt like I could just be as free. Like if I was literally walking, like a walking angel, and my wings spanned all the way beyond the Earth's atmosphere, I was fine to span them. I didn't care if them wings was coming out windows where I was sleeping. I ain't care. I remember feeling that. And I remember at the same token, on the other side of that coin, folding those wings down to fit on my back so that they would not mess with anybody else. How many times do all of us do that? Make ourselves smaller, try and fit into little compartmentalized spaces for others that we have no business doing that. We are supposed to be big. We're supposed to shine. We're supposed to be awesome. As my daughter would say, we are supposed to be great. Hello? And we aren't doing it. What we're doing is we're holding ourselves back, thereby inviting someone to come in and say, let me get you back a little further. Let me just push you back a little further. You don't need to think that you need to come up here with me. You don't need to think that you can just expand whatever it is that you got inside of you. Should it be your heart? Should it be your emotions? Whatever. Right? Think about that. Like I told you, the process I took back then, oh honey, it was called Stand Up and Be Counted Road, Own It. Or I'm the victim. Oh honey, I was the victim. But I also saw my culpability in it, even at that time. You know what I mean? And when you get tired of fighting and standing up for yourself and holding on, but you're still not willing to expand your wings or your heart or your emotions or your arms for hugs, because that's who you are. You're not willing to expand. You're holding yourself back. That's what you see, a tired person, because we get energized when we expand. We are energized people when we flow down the path that we are supposed to flow in the way that we are supposed to do so. We become very energized. It's like, because I remember feeling it palpably, when I was no longer in the environment, how big my energy got. Everybody, everywhere could see it. And they didn't know what they was looking at. I knew what they were looking at, but they didn't know what they were looking at. And I'm looking at those videos tonight. I think I just got super tired watching those videos, because I'm trying to find some research for somebody, because I know I did a video on chrysoprase and lepidolite, and I can't find it, because I'm in there, I'm showing the crystals. I just cannot find it. And I don't know what I did with it, to be honest with you. It could be sitting somewhere on a cloud, whatever that is. I just need to find it, because I need to see if I was coupling it with another crystal for sleep. PSA, if you're having sleep issues, chrysoprase is one that helps you get rest, serious good rest, helps you sleep, along with lepidolite. I'm trying to see if I started off with just the chrysoprase first and then went in with the lepidolite right behind it. And I think that's how it happened. I think the first thing I had in this house was chrysoprase. I need to look it up. Maybe I'll look through some invoices, some old invoices. It's a lot of research to answer a question on Facebook for a minute. But I am dedicated, and I want people to have the real information. Let me be great. My wings are flying. My heart is big. My arms are ready to hug. Yeah. My emotions are flowing. Energized. Fasting is an awesome tool, but it also is a tool that you don't just go all about all willy-nilly. Let me tell you something. It's a couple of things in this life time I will not tell people to do all willy-nilly. One of them is called The Way of Change. I don't even know if I still have a copy of that around here. I think I do. The other one is fasting. Okay? There's some more. Those are pretty amazing. I remember doing the fasting. Oh my goodness. I remember fasting, and I was doing a friend of mine's bath sequence at the end of her book called Take Back Your Crown. And I remember when I got to the last day of her bath sequence during my fast, I felt like the heavens opened up and just dropped beauty on me, and just dropped a blessing on me. You understand? But a lot of the times we hear these stories about fasting. I'll say this openly. We hear these stories about fasting, and people are like, oh, and automatically all the mucus drained from my body overnight. Or, oh, and automatically I got a call from a person that gave me a job. Let me tell you now, though, I've had some experiences like that off of baths. Hence, bathing in herbs. Hello. I'm just saying. Our way that we are supposed to receive blessings and understand things are really individual to us, and the blessings and the gifts that we're supposed to give to the world are individual to us. How many experts and masters and ascended masters and returned masters can tell us that? I don't think I'm saying anything that's groundbreaking with that one. Okay? I'm just repeating it from experience. You know, I have a voice, you got a voice, everybody got a voice. Speak it. Use your words. And, oh my goodness, I want to be so much more transparent and just be a lot more I want to say raw, from the cuff, just giving you the pureness, the real, right? But there are other people whose stories I'm telling right alongside mine that is not fair for me to do that. So some of what I say, sometimes a lot of what I say, but not all the time. Like when I'm talking about your mind, your life challenge, and I'm talking about bathing in herbs, and I'm talking about spirituality, Orisha, ancestors, that's all mine. But personal stories that I have where in which there might have been conflict with another person, or an epiphany with another person, or a breakthrough with another person, and all these things have different connotations of whether or not they were positive or negative. Those are not just my stories. It's also theirs. So I can't full on tell you everything. You know what I mean? But I can say that expanding my wings and expanding myself, once they got out there, they stayed. It's like they said, oh, no, 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 no. We will not be folded back. Your heart will remain this big. You will continue to have arms for hugging, and your emotions will continue to flow. No, you will not. Right? Day 10, your mind, your life challenge. Oh, baby. It's been real. Some of the goals I was working on back then was a book. I was writing a book. And I actually completed it the following year in 2013. And I literally took time to write that book every single day. It's been hard for me to get on here and say this from a public standpoint, but I think about it like there are people I know in my life all over the place that know I've written a book. So what's the problem in telling anybody else I've written a book? I've written a book. It's got a lot of words in it. And it was truly a job. Like I think about J.K. Rowling and in the hotel when she wrote the last Harry Potter books. I think about Stephen King. I think about why these people are full-time writers and they do nothing else. Because while I have in mind a sequel for my first book, and it's a grouping that I have in mind and I would like to actually do it, I literally had the time to write that book because I was not employed during that time. That was my employment, writing that book. I get up, get ready, come downstairs, make my coffee, have my breakfast. On went the movies. I had to cut on something because I need background noise. I'm like one of those, but I'm in my head. I ain't paying much of what I'm reading or watching around at all because it has nothing to do with what I'm writing, you know. And I would just write. I would just flow, you know. I would just flow. That was a major goal of mine. Major goal of mine. And it was completed. I didn't want to say it back then because I was just literally putting together the beginning pages of the book. And the funny thing about it is, back when I was putting together the beginning pages of the book during that actual fast, that's a totally different book. I didn't even finish that book. I didn't even complete that book. The book I completed is the book I started. And I wasn't talking about it that much at all. But it's when my hair is out, and it's a beautiful twist album. It's just flowing in the breeze. I had started this book, the second book, or not the second book, because I've written other books before. And I wrote it to completion. It finished itself out, and I was amazed at the process. And to this day, it is a blessing. It is one of the gifts that I've given to myself and to those around me when I get to talk about it. Should it get published? And that is the goal. That is the next goal. It's not one of the goals that's on my Your Mind, Your Life Challenge vision board, oddly enough. It may be part 2. But it is something that I want to give the world. And it's not about, I want to give it to them so I can earn money. It's just, I just want to publish it and boom, somebody can read it. You know what I mean? What was another thing that was like the biggest goal I had back then. I wanted to finish that book. I had some family businesses and stuff I was trying to start. Um, and they kind of got the kibosh. I had to switch around what I was doing. Just a lot of different things that I was in the process of bringing into the world, and I wanted to keep mum's the word on it, but anymore, we are a collective. You know, we are people that work with each other to bring each other to be. You know, and I also feel like, you know, that was 5 years ago. Hello, yeah, book been completed for 4 years. I started it 5 years ago, and it was completed the very following year. And it took dedication. I can tell you that writers are serious when they say it is a day in, day out job, and that what you have to do to be a successful writer is right. It is not about, you know, tweaking yourself to the end. I'm at that part now. Tweaking is when you're in the editing phase and going crazy trying to figure out what you want to do. So I just thought I would put that out there and let you all know day 10 of the Your Mind, Your Life Challenge, where my goal of focus was money. Oh, yeah, baby. It's like that. Yes, it is like that. Was that day 3? Or was that day 2? Wait a minute, let me think. It was a relationship, brand. Yeah, money. Day 3. So today is day 4. Day 11. And I'm getting ready to do that now. I'm getting ready to sit here and write this up so that I have my goals on the board, or my affirmations on the board, which as time would have it, as this is going along, my affirmations are very organic now. They are literally coming from inside of me, because now it seems like the words, the feeling around the goals have been imbued in me so much that now that I can give authentically my affirmations around each goal. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So, day 11 will be completed tonight. I'm going to put a video up about that tomorrow. Because let me tell you, I got a little energized when I was talking about the flexing of my wings and the bigness of my heart and the hugs of my arms, my span, and the flowing of my emotions. I'm just saying, that bigness gives you energy and makes you feel good. And we can't fold ourselves down to fit in somebody else's area, because most of the time they're going to see that as a sign of weakness and come for you even more. Think about that. Always shine. Have a good evening, everybody. I am going to get some sleep. Got my crystals here, ready to knock out. Going to do it. Or dabble. Yeah, I'm going to learn how to say that better too.